Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the Chaddy the Chump channel, and we are back ahead of a big FPL game week 9. We are about to make some very interesting transfers. My mind has been racing all week. Who's going, who's staying, and today we are going to decide who it will be. So let's get right into it. The transfers. Who is going and who is staying ahead of this game week? We have 2 free transfers, and this is very interesting, and it's some tough decisions to make. First of all, the only one with a yellow is Gabriel. He's got a muscle injury, right? He is going to play. I believe he will play. If he doesn't, I'm pretty sure that a bench player will come on anyways. So he will stay for sure. But who is leaving the squad? Well, Mohamed Salah, unfortunately, has got to go, blood.
Stay or go. He has to go, blood. He has to go, blood.
He's just not been consistent at all. If you want to look at his profile, right, United 2 points, Chelsea 2 points, Palace 2 points, Everton home only 5 points. The only one where he's really brought points is Burnley and Bournemouth, and he's a 14.3 million player, so he is going to be going. Now, on surface, who else should go? Well, Gyökeres has not been performing well, but with that being said, I am going to be keeping him. Now, listen, although he has been blanking a lot, he did well in the Champions League. I believe he'll get better, and if I take Gyökeres out, I'm going to have 23 million. That is more than 11 million on each player, which I'm clearly not gonna spend. So Gyökeres, I do enjoy him as well, and I hope that he gets some goals. Gyökeres, you will be staying. It will be Lyle Foster that is going. Now, it's no hate towards Foster because I think he's a pretty decent 5 million striker, but we can bring in some other decent players. So these 2 out, who is coming in? Okay then, so let's decide who will be entering the squad, and the first one is Bukayo Saka for Arsenal, right? He's just a brilliant player. He's on corners, he's on penalties, and you know, he is just very good. There's a reason he's 10 million, because he's getting assists, he gets goals, and I think he will definitely be a good player for the fantasy team. Looking at his profile already, his last 2 games he has gotten 7 and 8 points. Now you might be thinking, well, these are bad. He was injured, so I don't think it's fair to base anything off these 4 fixtures, because being injured is being injured, and even when you're playing, you're still not as good. Also, the fixtures coming up, Palace at home isn't easy, but Palace have shown a weaker side in the past few weeks, so he could be getting something. Burnley away and Sunderland away, despite being away, are 2 of the nicest fixtures of the season. And then these are a little harder, but we'll take it as it comes, right? So Saka is the midfield replacement for Mohamed Salah. So let's decide who will be our striker. We have 9.5 million in the bank. Now, the options, right? We talked a bit about this on the video earlier this week. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And Isak, right, it looks like he's picked up a little bit of an injury as well, and he hasn't been performing well either. Watkins isn't consistent enough. Ekitike probably won't start. Bowen, West Ham do play. I think they will have already played by the time this video is out. So if he scores a hat-trick, then, oh, gee, I'm not going to be in the best of moods. But I think West Ham aren't good enough to warrant getting him as the striker. He is still good though, but not Bowen for me. The option is really between Mateta, João Pedro or Voltemade. Now, Mateta, in terms of fixtures, aren't brilliant but seem decent, right? Especially in these game week 10 and 11. We could definitely be seeing some goals scored from Mateta. You know, you just fancy him in Brentford at home and Brighton at home, don't you? Or João Pedro is definitely a possibility, right? He's got some really good fixtures. Sunderland at home, Tottenham away isn't ideal, Wolves at home is pretty good. So he is also an option, and the final one being Voltemade, who I'm pretty sure, let's have a look, is the most transferred in player. So I don't believe in Voltemade. I don't think he's going to be a good enough differential player for me. So with that option, between João Pedro and Mateta, I am going to be picking, drumroll, João Pedro. And some may be saying Mateta's coming off a hat-trick, right? But I don't know, Palace, you can never trust a team like Palace, whereas you can trust a team like Chelsea, especially with some of these fixtures coming up. Tottenham away isn't great, but Sunderland at home, surely he can get a goal. So João Pedro and Saka will be entering the team for this week. We've still got a nice 2 million in the bank in case anything goes wrong. No points cost. Let's make the transfers. There you go. Now, let's pick the team for this week. First of all, João Pedro is definitely going to come on. For who? I think between Esteve and Rodon. First of all, I do like a bit of Friday football, and to have an FPL player in my Friday football would be pretty nice. And the Wolves away for Esteve. Wolves need to win that. I don't think Burnley will win that. So, João Pedro for Esteve. Also, coming on the team is Anderson. Now, do we sub off Richards or do we sub off Rodon? I think for this week I am going to sub off Richards. Now, I am going to be gutted if Richards does something, but I just don't believe he will. Arsenal need to win against Palace. They need to win most of the games to stay in the title race, especially at home. So with this being said, this is this week's team. I'm hoping Gabriel still plays. We're going to keep Erling Haaland as the captain. Too risky not to. Even though João Pedro has Sunderland at home, still too risky not to. So let's save the team. And that is this week's Fantasy Premier League team. Thank you guys for watching this video. Comment down below your team and how many points you're hoping to get, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.